It's Steph. I'm back and we're doing more with our Excel spreadsheets here in Chapter 2. I'm on the bottom of EX76 and I'm looking at one of the things that we hadn't done, and that was, I'm going backwards for a second. If you look at EX76, on step 3, they wanted a white background. As you can see from what I've got here on the cell range, select cell range B4 through B6. And you know, we made the font color red, but we also need to do the white background. So we need to do a white background here. So make sure that you do the white background on there. So what we want to see here when we select these is a white background. So, you know, we've got white background number 1 here on the colors. So make sure that you do white background number 1. Now you've got the red font and you've got the white background number 1 in the theme colors section. So now they look just like what we've got on our screen capture. If you take a look at page EX78 where I'd taken you to yesterday, or in our last video I should say, now we have exactly what you see in screen capture 2.7. So in my haste I managed to miss a step. We went back, we fixed that. You're right in keeping with what's in figure 2.7 EX78. Now to calculate the company's sales and profit loss, we're down on step 1, page EX78. So click the sales report down here, the sheet tab for the sales report. Click cell C6. So come down here to cell C6, that blank cell. Type the formula equals sum, the range C27, to N46. Again, notice the color coding. That's going to calculate the total gross, and you can see there we have a big number. So cell C6 displays 9,514,000 there, so that's a huge number. It means the Big Red Wrap's total gross sales were $9.5 million last year. So in cell C9, let's click on cell C9. Enter the formula equals C6 minus parentheses C plus C7 plus C8. Calculate the current year's net profits loss, which is equal to the difference between the gross sales and the sum of the cost of sales and operating expenses. So cell C9 should display here when I hit the enter key. There it is, $1.1 million basically. That was the net profit for 2015. Now copy the formula in cell C9 and paste it into cell D9. So click on cell C9, you can Control plus C, copy that, click on cell D9 and Control plus V. That's one way to do it. Many ways you could do it. You could use the fill handle. But you should now see $1.26 million over there in cell D9. I want to calculate the per store statistics. So in cell C16, let's go down here, click on cell C16. And if you want to get these dancing ants to go away and no longer have that selected, hit the escape key. There. So in cell C16, we're down here now. Click on that. Make sure you're in there. Type equals. Give Excel the heads up. We're going to do a formula. C6 divided by / C23. Notice again the color coding. It shows you which cells we're talking about. And that's going to calculate the gross sales per store in 2015. The formula returns basically $475,500, and that was the annual gross sales for the Big Red Wraps. So they did pretty well. C17, let's type equals. And C7 divided by C23. That right there, that's the $168,700 was the cost of sales for Big Red Wraps. In cell C18, operating expenses, we're going to type equals C8 divided by C23. Okay. And that's it right there. The formula returns the value $251,600, which means that operating expenses of a typical store in 2015 were just that. Okay, in cell C19 actually, C19, enter the formula equals C9 divided by, so we're in cell C19, C9 divided by C23, and it returns $55,400. So basically, profit loss of a typical store in 2015 was $55,400. And in cell C21, cell C21, we want to enter the next formula, equals C11 divided by C23. And that should calculate, go up there to C19 there. C21, actually, this should have been a C21. Let's erase that. I just went and hit the delete key. This should have been in cell C21. So we were in cell C19 before. Now we're in cell C21. We're going to type C11 divided by C23. Whoops. You see what happened to me? I didn't type the equal sign. I was sitting here chewing gum, talking to you, tapping my foot, and typing all at the same time, and I didn't get the formula right. It can happen. But I can also just as easily go back and correct that. Now, it just gives me 67,200 units, so that indicates that that value there, that a typical store sold 67,200 units during 2015. Now, in cell C22, again, make sure we're in the right cell. That was my problem before. Type in the formula C12 divided by C23. And the formula returns the value 7,770, indicating a typical store serves 7,770 customers during that year. So let's copy formulas in the range C16 to C22 and paste them into the range D16 to D22. So let's go back up here again. We want to take and copy the formulas in range C16 to C22. So come up here to C16 to C22, block, highlight, and select those. And then you can either choose copy up here, or like we did last time, Control plus C. And after we've selected that range to copy, we can paste them into D16 to D22. The same formulas will work for either year. And you can see the numbers have been changed to reflect the differences in the dollars for the 2 years. And then select cell B24, go down here to B24, and just click there, and that deselects the range. And then if you don't want this copy anymore, hit the escape key. All right, I think we did a really good job there. And just double check belt and suspenders. Look at figure 2.8 on page 80 in your textbook. Double check me, make sure I got it right. Look at all the numbers up there. If for some reason your numbers are different than the numbers you see on the screen of your computer, or different than the ones in the book, take a look at the underlying values that those numbers were derived from. Check every one of them and see if you can figure out what went wrong. Correct it until yours looks like figure 2.8 on top of EX80. I'm going to stop here and we'll pick up soon.